All right, so we're going to run through some draft day predictions really quick here. I'm going to give you some analysis. I'm going to read through them, and some of them are bold, some of them are sort of expected, but these are all my draft predictions as of today. And I'll likely have more in the future, and probably some more bolder ones as we get even closer to the draft. So a week away from the draft, here are my draft predictions. Number 1, Kyle Pitts will be the first non-QB taken off the board. Right? So I believe he will be the first non-QB taken off the board because the Falcons are going to take him at 4. I do not feel like the Falcons are going to take a quarterback. I think they're going to take a weapon, and that weapon will be Kyle Pitts. Right? If they do take a quarterback, then this will be wrong because the Bengals are likely going to take O-line or wide receiver. So my prediction is Kyle Pitts, first non-QB drafted. Number 2. Mac Jones will be the 5th quarterback drafted. Not the 3rd, not the 4th, but the 5th. I think he could slide out of the top 10. And I know that's going against everybody is saying Mac Jones, 49ers, Mac Jones, 49ers. I don't personally believe it. Could be wrong. Mac Jones, my prediction, will be the 5th QB taken off the board. Pretty bold. Next, Jalen Waddle, so number 3, Jalen Waddle will be drafted over Devonta Smith. And now I think, I think the prevailing notion is that it likely will be Devonta Smith over Jalen Waddle because Jalen Waddle has some, health concerns over that dislocated ankle. But I feel like teams are going to fall in love with Waddle, and I feel like he's going to go really high because they're going to see he has Tyreek Hill-like ability, and someone's going to draft him higher than they probably should. So Jalen Waddle will be ahead of Devonta Smith. Number 4, Penei Sewell will be drafted out of the top 10. So I don't think Penei Sewell would be a top 5 pick. That would mean quarterback. That means the Falcons won't take him. I think the Bengals will go Jamar Chase. And at sorry, I'm thinking it's strange now, but I don't think he's going to go in the top 5. Right? Sorry, the Falcons won't take him at 4, and then the Bengals will take Jamar Chase at 5. So I don't think he's going to go in the top 5. Also, and this is a bold prediction, Penei Sewell will not be the first offensive lineman drafted. That'll be Rashawn Slater. Bold prediction. Rashawn Slater will be the first offensive lineman drafted this year. Bucket it. Next. And this isn't less of a draft day prediction, but this is on my prediction. The Jets and other teams are going to regret passing on Trey Lance. Just tossing it out there. I really love him. I think he's got not as much experience as you'd like to see. I mean, he hasn't played very much, but he's got all the intangibles. All the interviews show that he understands football, very smart. He's got the athletics, and apparently he's a great person to interview with. Just believe Trey Lance is going to be one of the best quarterbacks out of this draft, and everyone who doesn't draft him is going to regret it. Just had to say that. A pass rusher. So I lost track of numbers here, but this is my next draft prediction. A pass rusher not named Micah Parsons, because I don't know if he can be really considered a draft or a pass rusher, will be taken in the top 12 picks. Okay? So the top 12 picks, one of those pass rushers is going to go. Could it be Aziz Ojari? Ajuliari? Sorry, I can't always mess it up. Could it be Kwity Paye? Gregory Rousseau, maybe? John Phillips? Could be one of those. My prediction is one of them is going to go in the top 12. Because there's a lot of good pass rushers in the mid to end, with a mid to end of the first round grade. And we know how important it is for teams to get pass rushers. So you know that one of them is going to take a chance and draft one early. Could it be the Giants at 11? Could it be the Eagles? Could it be the Cowboys at 10? there are a few teams in the top 12 that need a pass rusher, and my prediction is one of those teams is going to go for a reach and take one. Right? So a pass rusher not named Micah Parsons will go in the top 12 picks. Next, Christian Barmore will be taking the first 25 picks. So he's an interior defensive lineman. Somebody came out, I think it was through Ian Rappaport, NFL source, said that this is one of the worst interior defensive line drafts in history. There's maybe one or two that will go in the first round. Christian Barmore, I feel, is a player that will go higher than many are thinking. I think a lot of people are looking at him at the very, very end of the first round. I have him going in the first 25. That's my prediction. Christian Barmore will be taken in the first 25 picks. My next pick is Creed Humphrey, right? Offensive lineman, will be taken in the first round. And this is really a prediction that stems from another prediction of mine. And that is there's going to be a lot more offensive linemen going in this draft, in the first round of this draft, than people think there will be. And it's, we hear these teams like the Steelers and the Bills that say they want to run the ball better, that haven't been able to run, that weren't able to run last year very well. And we assume they're taking a running back, right? Steelers might take a running back. Bills might take a running back. Miami might take a running back. But the easier way to improve your running game is not to get a new running back. It's to improve your run blocking, right? So when I hear these teams want to improve their running game, my mind thinks offensive lineman, right? I remember, I forget the source, but there was you can go online, you can see all the first round players who get second contracts, right? Who get their fifth round option picked up. And that's usually a sign. If a player is good, they get their fifth round option picked up, right? And if they're a bust, it's not picked up, right? Whether a player gets their fifth round option picked up is usually a good indicator of whether they were successful or not. And of all the positions, offensive line is the highest rate of getting that fifth year option, right? So much easier to hit, and they're so valuable that I feel there's going to be a lot more offensive linemen going in the first round than we think, or that is mocked. All right, last bold prediction, and this is a bold one, right? I don't know anyone else who's saying this. This is bold, 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 bold. No running backs will be drafted in the first round. There's a trend happening. We talked about it earlier with running backs just getting devalued. We just talked about offensive linemen going earlier than expected. There's going to have to be a shift with some of these players sliding out. And now I know there's a few running backs that have first-round grade. Etienne, Harris, I feel like both of them could slide out of the first round into the high second round. And it would not surprise me. As the years go on, these running backs are getting drafted later and later and later, and I could see all of them sliding to the second round. So that is my prediction. No running backs will be drafted in the first round. So that's it. So those are my 10 or so approximate draft predictions a week before the draft. I'll come back with some more closer to the draft, but that's what I'm feeling right now. So hopefully those create some interest. And I got a few other ideas, but we just got to wait to see how the events take place the week before the draft. I'm not ready to put my stamp of approval on them, but I would bet on those 10. The bold ones maybe not, but if the odds were really good, I would. I feel like that's what's going to happen. No running backs in the first. I can run through the predictions quickly for you if you want. Kyle Pitts is the first. Actually, never mind. I'll pull them up. I got my screen share here.
Settle down just a little bit.
These are so Kyle Pitts, first non-QB taken off the board. Mac Jones, fifth quarterback taken. Waddle will be drafted over Smith. Penei Sewell will